Here with former Furman great, longtime NFL head coach Sam Wyche. Coach, what are you doing here at Clemson today?
We, David Wyatt and myself and Kevin Jones, the director of the Football Hall of Fame, we're here to make an announcement to one of the Clemson players. This is still top secret. It's only known by about 150 players out there. This as the announcement for the Player of the Year for this past season, Football Player of the Year. This is a Football Hall of Fame, which will be a banquet held the night before the College All-Star Bowl, which is February the 14th at Furman University. A game that will include players from the Southeastern Conference, Atlantic Coast Conference, as well as the Southern Conference and South Carolina universities. We've got a tremendous response so far, and the good news is that sponsorships are coming on board because it's a nationally televised game this year, and we are fighting the crowd behind us here. We'll go through it. That we are going to have some of the top players in both conferences, or all three conferences. And I cannot tell you how excited I am about Friday night, February the 14th, because it's over at 8 o'clock. You can still go out to dinner with your sweetheart.
Coming out here, did you get to watch much of practice today?
We got to watch most of practice today, and there goes our noisemakers. We got to watch most of practice today, and Coach Sweeney's always so cordial. I tell you, he's one of the great ones in terms of media relations and public relations and football coaching specifics, which he does.
It's really funny that we talk about guys like Chad Morris, but it's really just football that even you coached and played, just kind of in a little different wrapping, and it's still just football.
It's still football. All you're doing is you're talking. You don't go back and you don't have the privacy of that huddle when you go no huddle. You're talking in front of the defense, so you're talking a language that they don't understand, so they don't know the play that's coming. But the game is, the game's constantly evolving, and I was very fortunate to be in the front end of the no huddle move back in 1984. Yeah. I suffered for 5 years in the NFL because nobody else was doing it, so they didn't think it was right. But we finally broke through, and I think it's a fun game to watch. I think it's more fun to watch, much more fast-paced, more scoring, and you can't go to the concession stand as often. That's about the only downside.
And is it fun to watch guys like Peyton Manning kind of run that no huddle now, on that NFL level? It
is, and Tom Moore, his coach of the Indianapolis Colts, is a good friend of mine and of the Bengals, and talked a lot to me and to Jim McNally, our line coach, about. See you. And he talked a lot to us, and then took it to Indianapolis, where Peyton Manning took it to another level.
Right.
And Peyton is just such a smart player. He spends time on Monday and Tuesday in that classroom with the coaches that are forming the game plan, so he knows it well.
What do you think about Chad Morris? I'm sure you've been able to watch this team and watch what kind of coach he is for a guy that was on the high school level just a few years ago.
Right. Chad, I tell you, I know the players respect him. I can tell you that. I can watch the body language on the sidelines. I can watch the body language out there at practice. That's important. Players, when they respect you, they believe what you're saying and they buy in. But he's got good ideas. He thinks just far enough outside the box not to get in trouble, but far enough outside the other guys aren't catching up yet. And it's fun to watch him play. Fun to watch his teams play.
And for a final question, this Orange Bowl between Clemson and Ohio State, from a fan perspective, should be a good one. Just kind of give me what your thoughts on that game are.
Bowl games are strange, and I'll tell you why they're strange. It's going to be a good one. You got two good teams playing, two good coaching staffs putting them together, two great fan base universities playing each other, so there'll be a lot of noise there too. But bowl games are funny because you get out of the rhythm of the season. And when you get out of the rhythm of the season, some teams and some players within that team react negatively or positively to the rest and negatively to the lack of repetition that they're used to. So we'll see on game day how that works out. How's that for a non-answer?
That's a great answer.